My name is Bob McCuller, and I cut hair in Tecumseh for 65 years. Bob's Barbershop for all those years. And I've been retired, for about 5 years, I guess. It was quite an experience. I really enjoyed the people, and mostly I enjoyed talking to the people more than I did cutting hair, but it was a fun, real good life that I think I've led, and I'm real blessed, for that. This was in the base in Germany, in Hanau, Germany, and the name of the concern that I was in, York Concern. They called me a Korean veteran, but I went in just right after the Korean War was over. Went to Camp Chaffee first, then Fort Sill, and then I went to Germany. I rode over on a boat and came back on a boat. 10 days one direction and 8 days the other direction. A lot of people, they got sick as soon as they got on the boat, but I didn't get sick. I enjoyed it. And it was pretty rough waters, but it was all right. Went to my base in Hanau, Germany. Stayed there 2 years. This is the guys that was in my platoon. I got out off the boat in New York. Then I went back to Camp Chaffee and got my discharge. Hitchhike home. But I could make it just as quick hitchhiking as I could in my own car, because people wouldn't pass up a soldier in a uniform. So they'd give me a ride. So they'd take me right to my house just about every time. That's not much left of your career, is it?
It's all your stuff, huh?
See that brush?
Mm-hmm.
That was my brush that you brush the hair off. That at one time it was.
Really?
It was big, about that big. I used that for 60 years.
Really? That right there?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I got out of the Army in February the 6th, 1957, and I started barber school in June of 57. Then I got out in November of 57. Then I started cutting hair right off. When I was in the third grade, second and third grade, my dad worked for a ranch out there, and he'd have me working in the third grade.
Third grade, that's child abuse.
Well, I enjoyed it, I liked it. See, I own that right there, that little
shop right there.
That's 25 feet and 25 feet here. So I own the whole 50 feet.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, it was a big place. It was Hackett Barbershop. That was his real name, Hackett. He always said, "This is my name and trade." He sold it to me in 1972, and then I owned it all that rest of the time.
So do you remember how much you bought it for?
Probably $40,000 or $50,000. When I first started cutting hair, I'd cut 10 or 12 haircuts. That was about the average. I'd make about $40 a week cutting hair.
And you've cut how many people, you think?
Shoot, I don't have any idea. Well, I worked in here for 60-something years. I'd say average 15 haircuts a day, probably.
So that's what, 4,000 a year? Times 60? What is that number?
I don't know, it's a long time.
240,000.
Yeah.
And that's probably low end.
Yeah. The haircuts was 75 cents. Then we started going up a little bit at a time, quarter at a time. The inflation hadn't hit us then. I mean, like our water bill would be $10, or electricity would be $10, a month. The reason that I got into it, I had two friends that were barbers. Well, one of them I thought was really making a lot of money. He had a Cadillac, pretty new Cadillac, with the big fins on the back of it. Or I thought, well, shoot, he's making some money, because he's got a Cadillac and his own shop, and So I said, well, I'm going to go to barber's college. So I found out that he didn't make all that much money. Just about everything in here, I had it.
Really?
Even this. September the 8th, 1966. Back here in the back, our shampoo area. You know, all of these is here, and the bears.
Bears.
And the bench, church bench.
Yeah. For all your licenses?
Mm-hmm. This one was in 58.
57 was your first year, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. This was before I got my regular license. This is apprentice license. 1960, 1961.
You gotta do it every year, huh?
Yep, June of every year.
This might be your last one. This might be when you retired, 2019.
I retired from total barbering like 5 years ago. It's been good. You know, I haven't really missed the barbershop. I've enjoyed it overall because I started golfing more, and I'd go golfing, 5 days a week, and I really enjoyed the not working, but I enjoyed working too.
Was it hard for you to sell this thing?
Yeah, it was. But I thought, well, I gave it to her. I sold her the shop and the business.
Mm-hmm.
Too cheap, probably, but, probably.
Yeah.
I hated to quit. I didn't want to quit, but I just got to where I thought it was time, I guess.
So I always knew that I wanted to get a tattoo. I just had no clue what to get. I had so many good memories at the barbershop and him cutting my first head of hair.
Well, he got a tattoo on his arm, small. It's a tattoo of a barber pole, and I thought I just about like now, about to cry a little bit, but it was quite an honor. I mean, I just couldn't hardly believe it, and it's pretty much, it's a real honor for me, I know. On our tombstone, we're going to put that little tattoo up, that little barber pole on our tombstone, I think.
Yeah. A great thing to look at, and I'll forever remember them and remember the Bob's barbershops and all the memories I had there. If you could go back and redo it, would you be a barber?
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, I really enjoyed cutting hair and visiting with the people. And since I've retired, I've only been up there about 4 times, and there's always, every time I've been in there, there've been people that had cut their hair even after those years. So yeah, I enjoyed both of my jobs, or all of my jobs. But the post office and cutting hair, I really enjoyed that, yeah. I'd have to say I enjoyed every minute of it.
All 60 years.
Yeah. I'm just really blessed that I made it this long in life. I mean, I'm getting on up there in age now, and I'm still enjoying it, really.